everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I wanted to talk about the struggle to juggle. So, I am the first to admit that I am someone who is probably struggling to juggle a lot, and it comes at a cost. It definitely comes at a cost. Fortunately, I'm healthy and well and strong. But there was a time when I was gravely ill where I had, experienced a blood clot to the lung. A pulmonary embolism is its official diagnosis name. And, that meant I wasn't really in balance. I wasn't in alignment. There was something off. And we always are, trying to juggle so much. And it begs the question, well, why? Why are we trying to do that? Or should we be doing that? And if so, is there a better way to do it? So I'm working on a spread to explore the struggle to juggle. And this spread might even expand upon other spreads, right? Because, I probably will have some questions and then things will spawn off and I'll be like, I want to check out more answers there. So I thought I'd do this intro video before I jump to the table to do the struggle to juggle tarot spread, because it's fun to do an intro first and then to invite you to do the spread. Let me know what your thoughts were when you did the spread, or what came up for you, or maybe you did the spread for somebody else. What came up for that particular person. So it's just interesting to see what comes up, because for the theme over at abundantlifetarot.com premium, we are working with juggling and having to juggle the needs of ourselves and the needs of others who depend on us, and juggling the demands on our time and energy, and then also on top of that, juggling in the things that we love and want to do more of. And some of us don't even have enough energy or capability or resources to even incorporate the things we love. So here we are juggling all these balls in the air of things that aren't even necessarily fulfilling our soul. And that's why you see so much unhappiness. That's why you see so much depression, because we're juggling so much that's not even stuff that really makes our hearts sing. You see celebrities, right? You see celebrities juggle. They juggle a lot. They have a lot of balls in the air, and they seem to love and thrive it. When I think of juggling and someone loving to thrive, I think of the Two of Pentacles. Someone who likes having the balls in the air. I wonder if I have the Two of Pentacles readily available in my Bohemian. Probably not, of course. I just saw it too. It's frustrating because I just saw it. But what I was going to say about the Two of Pentacles, and the meaning, at least in the guidebooks, is that some people even kind of like, oh, there it is. There it is. Like to juggle. They kind of thrive in that. And I'm going to be honest with you. Most of my adult life, I had a career that was very demanding, can be at times high stress, and I tend to thrive off of that. I tend to thrive off of a lot of momentum in my job. Not everyone thrives off of that though, and it's detrimental to their health. I'm just going to read to you, because I thought it was, when I looked at this the other day, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is very much, and this is from the Bohemian Gothic. It says here, keeping lots of things on the go at once. And you're quite enjoying this. Juggling some very difficult tasks, taking some risks just for the thrill of it. And then the darker shadow or more hidden meanings of the Two of Pentacles would be, quote, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes, unquote. An odd stranger appears in your life. It's interesting. Another meaning could be collecting for the love of collecting. Chaos and clutter. So maybe if it were in reverse, things not being so much in order, chaos and clutter, hoarding maybe even, I don't know. And I get more Four of Pentacles for hoarding, but whatever. But again, wanting to juggle, wanting to have a lot of balls in the air. So when I think of celebrities, I think of them. I think of those individuals who actually, you're like, how in the world are they able to get all the stuff that they're able to get done? For example, you see that they wake up before dawn to go do photo shoots and go work out and go do all these different activities for their career. And they don't put their head to the pillow until like 11 o'clock at night. Never mind the fact that they were up before dawn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, they seem to have a lot of energy and youth when it comes to that. So it's not necessarily that they're expending a lot of energy. It's something else. And that something else is they are juggling in things that they love or things that they're passionate about that they want to pursue. And that's not a far stretch for us to be able to do. It's not a far stretch to be able to juggle in one or two things in our day each day. That's near and dear to us. That's advancing our life, our momentum, moving forward, going in that direction. Okay? So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future to invest in it. And investing, I mean, by figuring out what would make your heart sing, that you don't mind juggling into the mix of all the other demands and things that you have to juggle. So that's why I'm doing this spread. And it came up because I like to have themes each month over at Abundant Life Tarot Premium. It's nice to do themes. So that way I can kind of formulate my content around that theme. And so, yeah, this theme is well-being and balance and trying to figure out what needs to maybe be taken out of the juggling and what maybe needs to be brought in more of. Because we can't be in denial. Juggling is going to happen. If you, as an adult, living in the society that we do, you're going to be juggling. So it's not like we're in denial here about that. That will come, juggling the ups and downs. But maybe there's an art to it. And so I know how tarot can be super helpful, super like insightful. And I love coming up with spreads to kind of take on different issues that we have that maybe affect not just me, but maybe a few of us, right? All right, so all that to say, check out this spread. I want to hear from you if you've tried it. And now let's switch the camera angle and dig into it. All right, we are now facing down here. And we're going to use my Bohemian Gothic. And if more than one card jumps for a particular question, that card will move to the subsequent question. I just want to set that precedent out there. All right, Spirit, this reading is for myself, and I thank you so much for the love and guidance that you always continuously show me. And the first question I have for you is, how well or challenged am I at juggling everything in my life? How well or challenged am I? The world. All right, thank you. All right, next question is, where is more of my focus needed? Where is more of my focus needed? Where is more of my focus needed? Knight of Wands. Okay. is taking up too much of my focus? What is taking up too much of my focus? What is taking up too much? 5 of Wands. Wow. I just love this deck. All right, next is what needs to be juggled out of my life for good. I'd like to add what needs to be juggled out of my life. You know, I go with jumpers, so my apologies in advance. I'm looking for the question, what needs to be juggled out of my life? The King of Cups. All right. What needs to be juggled into my life? Oh, 2 cards jumped. And now I'm inclined to go and renege on what I said, which is not okay. But we'll see. Because we'll see if it makes sense. All right. Okay, so 2 cards jumped. We had the Knight of Cups and then the Page of Cups. And this is to the question, what needs to be juggled into my life? And I almost get a sense, my intuition's telling me that these cards need to be together, but let's see if anything jumps for this next question. If not, then we'll move the Page of Cups over. Okay, so what's next in my struggle to juggle? And any advice from Spirit? The Hanged Man. Okay, so my intuition was right. It was like, let's just see. Because sometimes what happens is I'll shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and no cards will jump. And I'll do a countdown of like 3, 2, 1. And then if no cards jump, then I'm like, I know that answers my question. No, I need to split these 2 up. Just so you guys know. But I didn't say all of that. So I kind of reneged. And yeah. All right, so the first question is, how well or challenged am I at juggling everything? Well, on one hand, I'm really good at it. And I want to give to the world, and I want to, like, you know, be known all around the world to folks, and feel like I'm a friend near and far, worldwide, and have worldwide reach, and also be able to juggle everything. And at times, though, it does feel like I'm bearing the weight of the world on my shoulders. It's almost like it's too much. Like, maybe, yeah, on one hand, I'm good at it because I'm starting to condition myself, but at times it can feel too much. I don't know. It's like with the World card, is too much a good or a bad thing? You know, it's kind of hard for me to really say, because it's a really favorable card, right? But if we're talking about the struggle to juggle, then we're thinking about a couple of things. We're thinking about the light and the shadow. Because on one hand, with juggling things, it's having a lot of balls up in the air. A lot of things that I love. Like, this also tells me that I'm going after the things that bring me joy, which is good. So in my juggling, I'm making a lot of room and time for the things that I love and adore. But it is at times overwhelming, you know, when you're trying to do it all, when, you know what I mean? So, so also I think this is telling me that I'm going through life. I'm not giving up each day. I do try to approach as a new day, a new dawn, a new opportunity to practice. What is the practice? New thought, new mind, new thought each day. Like if I was feeling down and like I can't possibly continue to juggle everything, the next morning I don't carry that same thought that I had the day before, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then I'm at a point now where I'm realizing the purpose of my life with the World card. And so that definitely has been thrown into the juggle and mix of things with my other responsibilities. But at times, I think shadow, if I'm thinking about my shadow aspect of the World card, it could appear selfish to others, like to people who are near me, who like friends, family, who once had full-on access to me, don't anymore because I'm now making myself known to the masses through YouTube, right? Or through, the internet. And so that can sometimes seem like I'm not very compassionate to the needs of my loved ones. And so at times that part makes me feel a little down. Like I'm not, even though I want the world, I want to have it all. Can I really have it all? I'm only one human being. I can only do so much, I can only spend so much time with people, and the job that I do, the jobs that I tend to gravitate towards, even tarot reading, it's very, very solitary. It's me one-on-one, me, typically, right? And so it's not really able to engage with a lot of people at one time. It's kind of an interesting dynamic I find myself in. Yeah. All right, next up. So where's more of my focus needed? So we have the Knight of Wands, and with the Knight of Wands, I guess more of my attention is needed to pursuing my passion pursuits, going after more of those type of goals, like what in kind of hitting, or what is it, nailing down what those are, because maybe I'm not so clear on what those are, as clear as I think I am. I don't think maybe I'm not as clear on it as I thought. I don't know. Where's more of my focus needed? The Knight of Wands could also represent someone in my life. Maybe it represents my sons. My sons are both kind of at an age that would be the Knight of Wands. Maybe it represents my husband, although I don't get the sense that it's really, I think he's more king. When he comes up in my readings, he usually shows up as the King of Pentacles. But I get a sense maybe in my juggle, I already kind of intuitively know that, yeah, spending more time with my middle child who's a teenager, even though he doesn't really want to spend much time with mom, I just get a sense that he may not know it, but there's some little wisdom that he just needs. We had brunch the other day, and I, just say, hey, can I take you out to brunch on Sunday? And he's like, yeah. And we had a great time. And it wasn't this long amount of time where he was like, okay, Mom, I'm ready to lose you. He came with me afterwards to get ice cream, and we talked and we connected. So I already intuitively feel like it represents actually a person in this instance for me. Yeah, it could represent I need to really hone in on what my goals are, and that's true, what my passion pursuits are, because now I'm like all over the place. There's not much focus, but I want to kind of hone in on that. But really, I think this represents a person for me from looking at it really intuitively. Um, and then what is taking up too much of my focus? What is taking up too much of my focus? We have the Five of Wands. Well, obviously, with the Five of Wands, that's like, you know, little, I don't know, I want to say time sex. I know this is typically dealing with conflict with others, but I think it also could be dealing with conflict within myself. Like, I get conflicted. One moment, I just want to be lazy and not do anything and just veg out. But then I get into the struggle of, no, you can't veg out. So then I go through this weird phase of like, kind of like going like, I think it's partly because of my introverted nature, but I kind of go within. You have to have these like hermit modes. And then I feel guilty and I feel conflicted about it. And then I feel like, okay, I've got to, you know, overcompensate and keep, you know, putting out more work. And it's like this vicious cycle. I don't like it. And I'm starting to recognize it now. Also, it's like, if we're talking about the struggle to juggle, and that's why I wanted to pull it to myself. At times, I'm just constantly feeling annoyed, conflicted about external conflicts going on, things going on outside of me, out in the world, things going on in the news, things pissing me off, you know. And I need to just stop focusing on that and shifting my attention and focus on what makes me happy and all my goals, passions, pursuits, my family members, etc. I know one thing that was good for me was that I cut the cord and I stopped watching the cable news networks. If I really want to get my news, I know where to find it. So that's been working out for me quite well. And then I started unfollowing certain, you know, Facebook groups and whatnot. So I'm not getting into big old skirmishes and things and time suck and energy sucks and people who may be wishing ill on me because of my political views. So I'm like, no, I had to cut that out. All right, so now we have number 4. What needs to be juggled out of my life? I thought this was interesting with the King of Cups here. I mean, because the King of Cups is typically one that you want to juggle into your life. I find it strange. I guess with the King of Cups, according to the meaning with this particular deck for the King of Cups, it's, you know, someone who has repressed creativity in favor of duty. And for a long time, that was me. I dutifully worked at a very humdrum type of financial institution type of job. You know, I dutifully, all my life, have worked. Ever since I was like, I could remember, even before it was legal to be working, I was working, you know, and I sacrificed my creativity for that. And I still do it to some extent, but not as much anymore. But yet I feel selfish. I don't know. I feel selfish. So, I don't know. It's in the upright position with this King of Cups. I'll have to sit with this one. And sometimes that's okay. I'll leave this on my table for a minute and see what comes later. Something, will come later. I'll journal. I'll take a picture of it if I need to do readings later. But I don't know. I'll have to sit with that. What needs to be juggled out of my life? But that's what I get a sense of, like. And I also, it could represent, like, I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, it could represent, actually, my husband in a sense, because his job is even, I mean, he works in the trades, and it's just like, oh my God, it's very like hard on his body. He doesn't have a lot of time in his day. He works sun up, sun down, and he longs to be creative. And sometimes I struggle with, like, you know, we have bills to pay, we have a comfortable lifestyle, and I like our comfortable lifestyle, but I know he too, you know, struggles with that. And now he is basically going on a sort of sabbatical for his job to finish his memoir. He's already wrote the first draft of it. He needs to actually do the edits that the editor has said for him to do. And that's where he's at. And so now I'm juggling that as well. But this is saying what needs to be juggled out of my life. Well, I guess that's his thing. And I got to allow that to be his thing, and kind of just not worry about it. And I don't know. I'm going to have to sit with that. All these, I'm going to actually watch this video too and see what my insights were, and then kind of go from there as well. Interesting. All right. What needs to be juggled into my life? And we have the Knight of Cups and then the Page of Cups. Well, obviously a little bit more 11. A little bit more 11 with the Knight of Cups. And then the Page of Cups. I like that. You know, being a little, having a little more freedom, a little more time for being a little wanderlust. You know, it's just, sometimes for me, it's grind. Put out the videos, get the readings done, go to work at my insurance, you know, thing, family. Try to put in a little time for my, you know, romance with my husband, which is craziness. I need to kind of rearrange that and reprioritize and figure out. And why I say that is because what really is important to me is having more time with my spouse. This past weekend, I got to see him have a lot of fun with his friend, and as a result, we connected a lot on Sunday, and we were just having so much fun together. And it was just like, it was beautiful. And it was because I wasn't like so stringent on my schedule with that. I allowed a little more flexibility. I think that's frustrating for my husband. And I'm realizing it's starting to be frustrating for me when I don't have that connection time with him. I don't know. I'll sit with these cards as well. But for time's sake, I'm going to get on with it. And now we got the final card. The Hanged Man is for what's next in my struggle to juggle. Ooh, I like that. A new perspective. A new perspective. That is coming, a new lease on life, a new look at things, a new vantage point to how, and I think that's what just happened here. Like, I realized, like, I need to kind of, you know, look at a pie chart here and see where my energies are really going, and where is the energy of, like, I want to, you know, have a beautiful romance with my husband, and I want a beautiful kindred connection with my kids and with friends and with my clients. And so then everything else kind of falls where it falls, you know, with family, that also is priority as well. So I realize I'm kind of out of balance. I think I'm going to literally take a pie chart and kind of graph or figure out where all my energy is going and see if I'm okay with that and adjust it and really take another look at that. Yeah, I think so. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That is the Struggle to Juggle tarot spread. And I guess the advice here, because I guess the question for number 6 also includes advice. The Spirit is saying you need to definitely have a new perspective. because I can feel it wearing on my body, that there's some things I'm loving juggling, and then some things I'm not, and and it's conflicting. My body feels it. I've got neck pain, shoulder pain, and I don't want it to go beyond that. So I need to start taking care of myself and factoring that in as well. Taking care of my body, actually taking steps of loving my body and loving my relationships, and making that more of a priority. That feels like that is bubbling up to me and is super important. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Oh, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to be doing this periodically. It's going to be like a check-in for me, because I feel like the struggle to juggle is real. It happens. It is a part of our life, and it doesn't have to be a struggle. I should probably rename it, but I like the rhyme of it, the struggle to juggle, because if you check in with yourself, maybe, it might be different things that are coming up that's, needing to be released and then needing to be brought in. So there's that. So I'm going to be periodically doing this. So I did it this is April that I did this, and then I will do this again maybe sometime in the next season, and then just kind of seasonally touch base, or maybe biannual. I don't know, because I think it is eye-opening. It's kind of revealing some things I already knew, but then it's also like saying, no, Spirit is also letting you know from Spirit's vantage point, these are things you need to work on. So get to it, girl. All right, guys, let me know if you've tried this spread out and your thoughts, and I'll chat with you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.